Hello, Marmelada here. In this video I want to talk about eco in-game. I want to cover different gathering speed for different workers for Europe. Maybe there will be a separate video also for Asia, but I think most of the players, casual players, they play Europe, mostly in team games, and I see a lot of people struggling with Europe, so I want to give you a very simple overview what is the gathering speed of which worker and how to use it, because people clearly don't understand it. And there are a lot of new traps, so I think this will be very helpful. And war selection is mostly a game based on eco. If your eco is weak, you cannot progress fast enough to to Industrial Age, and you will be stuck in Iron Age or Medieval forever, and then you cannot really win, and you will be begging your team for resources, and everybody will hate you. So I think this will be very helpful for most of the players. So, what is this? What is this list about? We have different workers: Stone Age, Bronze Age, etc., and we have different resource, and uh, there are gathering speed with and without upgrades. And there are a lot of noob traps, so I will give you an example. So, for example, if you take the upgrade on farm in Iron Age, your workers will gather wheat 1.6 per second, which is faster than medieval worker. And I see a lot of people that are just upgrading workers from Bronze Age / Iron Age to medieval on farm, and that's actually downgrade. So it doesn't make sense to do it. The medieval worker on farm for West Europe is actually worse than Bronze Age worker. And I see everybody just doing it for no reason. You are wasting a lot of food, usually in early medieval or once you get to medieval, and then you are begging for food or you cannot produce enough units. So this is just an example that it's absolutely pointless to upgrade workers because the upgrade is actually worse than previous one. So it's a general rule: if you took the Iron Age upgrade in the mill, you should keep workers as Bronze Age. Don't upgrade them until you are industrial, basically, if you are playing Europe. And it's even more true for West Europe. For East Europe, the speed is same, but still you are wasting a lot of resources on the upgrade of the workers. So just keep them Bronze Age, take the upgrade in Iron Age, and keep them until you are industrial. Another thing, when we see the wood gathering of the wood, the speeds are higher than stone. So you cannot gather stone in Stone Age, but when we compare the Bronze Age, it's 1.4 for the trees, 1.2 for the stone. So that's roughly like 16% difference. And yeah, it's very noticeable actually. So you should never touch the stone unless you are Europe and you have the upgrade for the stone gathering. Because if you don't have the upgrade, the difference is huge, especially for medieval East Europe. It's 1.5 for trees, 1.1 for stone. And I see people getting stone all the time, even in Bronze Age. I don't get it. And funny enough, Bronze Age worker is again faster than medieval worker. So there is no reason really to upgrade the workers if you really have to be on stone and you don't have the upgrade from the warehouse. Then yeah, just don't upgrade the workers. And for iron, upgrades are always worth it. And yeah, it's significant. It's 20% difference between no upgrade and upgraded. So you should always take the upgrade as soon as possible. And on iron, you should upgrade your workers unless you took the upgrade in Iron Age. Then again, you should make the upgrade first and then upgrade your workers. And I see people just, they have no clue about this. They are completely clueless that there are some gathering speeds. Most people just think that better worker, meaning in higher age, is automatically better than the previous one, which is not true in most of the time. If you check this table in detail, like the previous upgrade is always higher than the more advanced worker with no upgrade, if that makes sense. So upgrades in Bronze Age, in Iron Age are higher, are faster, the gathering speed is faster than a worker in Medieval with no upgrade. So keep that in mind. It is very important, because first, you don't have to waste the resource on the upgrades of the workers. I mean, upgrade them to Medieval version. And second, the upgrades that you take in Warehouse are very meaningful, very significant. The difference is huge, and you should always take them. I feel like you should take all the upgrades in Warehouse every time. There is one exception, and that's the Berry Bush upgrade. So you can or you cannot take it. I think both are viable. Maybe if you want to really rush like Swordsman or something, it's better to take it. If you really want to rush the Iron Age, because in that case you are rushing Temple and you want to get all of the food available before you get to Bronze Age. So it's really good to get the Berry Bush upgrade as well. But I'm always using the wood upgrade in Stone Age. Every game. It's like, again, 16-17%. I didn't do the math exactly, it's just the estimate, by the way. But it's somewhere here around like 15-16-17%. And yeah, it's you will see the difference. So when I go to the actual game, I open some random replay. I want to show you the biggest errors that I see in players' eco. So it's not about the speed of the workers, the gathering speed and the upgrades. The second most significant thing in the game is the distance that your workers are walking to deliver the resource. So when we see this player, SpongeBob, that's a nice nickname, these workers will be, they have like 50% efficiency. They are walking like for 6 seconds to deliver the resource and going back. So this is awful. You need to build a warehouse. Every time you can fit a warehouse between the previous warehouse, which is in this case the main building, and the resource, you have to do it. So for example here, he should be building the warehouse as well. And yeah, the next issue that I see a lot is that people are building for example, the farm in the spots where it's not very good. You see that there are trees, so he's losing a lot of possible wheat deposit. He's paying for it, but he's not getting it, so this is the waste of wood. It's not significant, but you know, over time, over 60 minutes, it's something. Here as well, there is a terrain that you cannot make the wheat on, and he's basically losing like 30% of wheat that he paid for, and he's not getting it. Also for the Europe, I see that a lot of people are just making these huge wheat fields, and then your worker have to travel all this distance, and you are getting nothing for it. It's much better to refresh your wheat more often, and then your workers don't have to walk the distance to get it. You know? So yeah, I feel like that's about it for eco. Yeah, this is the upgrade, for example, for wheat in Iron Age. You should always take it, in my opinion. It's super good. because those upgrades, they are not limited to your age. They apply to a worker of that age. So if you keep the worker, you will keep the upgrade. And you can upgrade the farm to medieval version, but the worker will still have, now it's 1.3 and it will be 1.6 with the upgrade. So that's huge. Maybe last tip for eco. Every time you go to the next age, every time you get to the next age, so for example, let's see somebody getting to medieval. So this is me in this game. This is me, and you can see I have farm located next to my main building. So if the wheat is here, my worker can deliver it instantly to the main building. He doesn't have to walk to the distance back to the farm. So the workers that are working in this specific location, they can deliver it much faster. So that's also what I'm doing. Also, it's always better to place the warehouse or your main building in a way that you can fit workers between the resource and the warehouse or main building. Because these workers here, between the resource and the warehouse, they can deliver it instantly. They don't have to travel at all. But if you do it like, do we have an example somewhere? If you make them, if the warehouse is touching directly the stone deposit, for example, I don't see any good example right now. Yeah, maybe here. You see, this space, you cannot fit workers there, and then this worker now needs to be walking to deliver it, and all of these. And actually this one, which is the further from the warehouse, he needs to be walking for like 3 seconds, maybe 4 seconds in total, and that's a lot of lost efficiency. And it costs you nothing to move the warehouse a little bit further from the deposit. Of course, here it should have been new warehouse a long time ago. That's a lot of lost resources. Here as well. Yeah, there is a lot of small things that you can do to improve your eco. But what I wanted to say is, once you get to medieval, there are several things that you have to do first to keep your eco on very high level. So first, I'm starting the population upgrade. That's clear. But you can notice that I'm instantly upgrading the farm because maybe, guys, you are not aware, but there is something called storage efficiency. So now it says 110%. What it means? It means that this worker will gather 10 food, but as he will deliver it, it will not give you 10, it will give you 11, because it's 110. But once I upgrade it to medieval version, now it's 130. So he will still be gathering 10. You can see that it goes up to 10, but then he delivers it and it's not 10, it's 13. So by upgrading the building to medieval version, you are increasing its storage efficiency and you are getting much more resource. So once you get to new age, you should always prioritize this. He also upgraded the warehouse here. Same story, 130. Your main building has always the highest possible for that age. That's also the reason why we are using the main building as a warehouse for big iron deposit, if it's possible. Because you don't have to upgrade it as you would have to upgrade the warehouse. I should be also upgrading those warehouses soon. And you can see that I'm not upgrading the workers on the farm, because I have the upgrade and it's 1.6, even though it's Bronze Age worker. I'm upgrading the workers on the iron, but I'm taking the both upgrades on the stone and on the iron, as you should, because it's very big difference as I showed you in the table. So priorities once you get to new age. Population upgrade, upgrade all warehouses where it makes sense. You don't have to upgrade some warehouse that you will be replacing soon. For example, I'm not upgrading this one because I want to use this one. But this one is nice. Yeah, you see that I'm upgrading all of them because as soon as the upgrade finishes, I'm getting +2 resource every time worker delivers it, which is big difference. It's big difference to get 13 or 11, you know? And then you don't have to beg for resources because your eco is strong. So that was just in general tips for maintaining your eco. I really hope that you find this video helpful and that your econ management will improve. And the video about Asia is coming soon. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.